Hello everyone, welcome to my presentation. So the title for the is game-based learning because the method that I'm going to discuss in this particular presentation is involve game and using competitiveness as the main point to motivate students to learn more. So let's move on with the presentation. So my name is Kadek Krisna Dharma Putra. My student ID is 201-202-1060 and I'm from class 3B. So let's move on with the presentation or the material itself. So what is the purpose of this particular base learning or thing we choose? So the purpose is to introduce a procedure of learning that directly involves students in a competitive environment as to make them more motivated in order to learn, but also involving game as to not make it so competitive that there will be more that it will be more fun and engaging in a ways for them to enjoy. So what skill are aimed for this particular method? So the first one is reading, the second one is writing, and the third one as a complementary, it is a vocabulary building for the students. So let's see the scope of what is involved in this particular method. So the scope of this method is in a grade of 7th grade. It can be used for a higher grade or lower grade. However, with this particular method, we are going to make the most effective thing that can be applied. So for the strategy is think, pair, and share. It is the name of the strategy that in line with this method. First, the student has to think, and then we pair the student. After that, they can share their thought. And the material that we are going to use in this particular procedure is descriptive text because it is versatile and flexible in its uses. And the theory is cooperative learning theory because it involves the student to learn with each other, it enables them to learn on their own, and it enables them to cooperate with their friend. So we are going to talk about the procedure of the method itself. So we have to prepare descriptive text with wide array of difficult vocabulary. Then the students are required to read roughly 5 to 10 minutes of the text itself. After that, we instructed the student to write down the word that is hard and to make question from the descriptive text itself. That is the part or the think part of the strategies. Now we pair them or we divided the class into two teams and we pair them in order to make this particular procedure competitive and game based. Next one, we explain the set of rules. So the attacking team with the word from before that they have wrote or the question, they wrote it in front of the class and aim it at the defending team. And as a rule, each 30-second pass, the attacking team gain 1 point. So it makes the game more competitive in a sense that it will motivate the student to learn more. So here's the defending team must defend themselves and try to find the answer as fast as possible as to not let points slip to the enemies. So they can do this by opening dictionaries or talking with their parents, and applying the use of the word into a sentence is a must after they know the meaning of the word. So they can apply it in the next section. They will write it in front of the class. By doing so, both of the team learn about something. They learn about the difficult word, learn about its usage, and learn about its meaning. And by doing this, it successfully, if the defending team successfully answer the question, they will get 5 score. This creates a sense of urgency for the student as to not let the attacking team have more point by answering in a longer time period. So they will be more organized and effective in their learning, and they will be much more motivated. And this test is repeated until each student from both teams has taken their turn. This is done in a sense to make the student have equal fighting chance and to make all of them participate. Next up, we are going to discuss about the strength of this particular method. So, of course, because it is a game, it requires competitiveness, and the competitiveness itself is the main point. It makes the student more competitive. That means the student is more motivated and they will learn much more in this particular scenario. The second one is good vocabulary building for the student. And the third one is a fun, engaging way because it is created in a format of a game. Here's are some limitations that are presented in this particular method. So first, the odd numbers of students will certainly create a mental image on the opposing team that has fewer students that the fight is not fair. The second one is the same student answering the question more and more. This can be mitigated by restricting her or she or he the ability to answer more than one or two, but it creates a sense of inequality. The third one is time constraint. Of course, this is the most obvious one because it's a game based and all student has to participate. It requires an immense amount of time in order to complete. So, what is the suggestion for teacher in this particular scenario? Teacher are recommended to find descriptive text with plenty of material, of course, with more vocabulary that is difficult in nature. The second one is having multiple descriptive text may prove to be inefficient, or having multiple text will split the student focus and it will create an ineffective method. The third one is to not lose student interest or to give them hope when they are already down and don't have hope of winning. To create a bonus round so they will keep their hope ups and hopefully it will motivate them to learn more. Last is small prize for the winning team. Of course, competitive cannot be achieved if there isn't any prize. So having prize is a good amount, well, a small prize is enough, like complimentary prize. So hopefully by implementing this method, teacher will be able to create a fun and engaging classroom in which the student learn in a stress-free situation and they will have a memorable experience so their learning will not go to waste because they remember it vividly because they remember it from the experience that they have gathered in this particular method. That's all about my presentation and thank you for your attention.